Gold City, Seattle, Washington is the place tonight for DC United Soccer on Comcast Sportsnet. Welcome to Qwest Stadium, the Geico pregame report. It is indeed an international friendly between DC United and Real. You've seen a lot of flashbulbs going off tonight as Real Madrid. A chance here for fans to get to see them up close and in person after no doubt watching them on television around the world, and now a chance to see them in person as they have this tour of the United States. Of course, they're also playing in Salt Lake City later this week. But David Beckham, I think, he has for Real Madrid tonight. 29 Spanish League titles. They'll be in the white jerseys. Of course, you're looking there at David Beckham, Roberto Carlos, and Miguel Salgado, the outside backs. The four at the back. Ramos and Woodgate Central. Beckham, Emerson, and De La Red. Ruben De La Red, he's a rising player, the Real Madrid side. In the midfield, of course, Emerson, the very talented Brazilian international. And we expect, and again, we'll have to see how this develops, Raul to be withdrawn a little bit with Van Nistolrooy and Antonio Cassano, a former Roma player, up top for Real Madrid. Again, Fabio Cannavaro not starting tonight, so two of their three big acquisitions, Emerson and Van Nistelrooy, making the starting level. We'll see if we see Fabio Cannavaro again. For my money, the best player at the World Cup, just an elegant defender, and he was another player that received a huge ovation when he was introduced tonight.
He's a name that was on, was literally instrumental in almost every Italian victory. I mean, they only conceded one goal for the run of play, that against the United States during the tournament, and if you don't count the penalty, of course, from France as not being in the run of play. But fantastic defense by the Italians, and Cannavaro key to this team as well when he starts playing for Real Madrid.
Again, we talk about Real Madrid featuring so many international stars, but for DC United, what you respect so much about them, again, with international friendlies, they've done so well. 22, 9-5, their record. And again, Chelsea could talk about it last summer. Certainly Celtic even more so this summer. DC United gets up for these friendlies, and under the direction of Peter Novak of the Major League Soccer All-Star team that was just lined with DC United stars, successful just over the weekend. So United ready for the challenge tonight as Freddie Adu on the ball.
Yeah, and if you thought Chelsea didn't care about that game, they came out a couple days later and beat Feyenoord, a great Dutch team, 1-0. So, Chelsea is definitely motivated. That result is a good showing for MLS in the All-Star team.
Antonio Cassano is on the ball. Good pressure there from Neymoff. Now Olsen digs in. We'll get a free kick coming up. Michael Kennedy is our referee, just underway from Qwest Field. Natural grass surface has been laid over their synthetic surface. And the crowd reacts as David Beckham. And oh, yes, indeed, he's dangerous from this position. So Beckham on the free kick, sends it in. Perkins has to blast it away. Comes out Raul out of crack. And it will be a goal kick coming up. But again, just quality from David Beckham, putting Troy Perkins under pressure.
And Dave, during the World Cup, you had some critics of the England team saying, gosh, I'm not sure if he can justify David Beckham's inclusion. He doesn't move around that much. He's not as mobile as he used to be. He's only worth maybe a goal a game. I mean, to me, it's a ludicrous argument, as we saw on that serve again there. Every time the guy touches the ball around the area, he's incredibly dangerous. A very dangerous crosser and a good chance for Real Madrid.
Well, that was the situation with England at the World Cup, that at times you would look for Beckham and he seemed lost, or they were not getting the ball enough during the game. But, oh, by the way, he scored a game winner. Disappointing campaign for England, to say the least, is back to Troy Perkins. So United, again, they're going to have to be careful set pieces with David Beckham in the game, as we've seen it here just in the opening couple of minutes. Jaime Moreno now getting forward. Emerson trying to slow him down. Moreno on that left side. Emerson marking Eskandarian, touches off to Ben Olsen just outside the box. Dipping back heel, Moreno. Salgado marking. Moreno gets by and takes the shot. Miguel Salgado, the starting right back for the Spanish national team, but Jaime Moreno went right at him and had an opportunity.
I'll make no mistake, DC is coming to play. Here's a look at it again. Great little touch there from Eskandarian. Back heel from Olsen. Moreno on top of the ball. Watch him find the spacer. Neat little cutback. Stays on his feet. Gets a chance. A little bit wide, but good effort again for DC United. Here's another touch. Four guys, interplay. Look at this one-touch ball for DC United. Good stuff. Just missing.
Freddie Adu on the ball. Emerson got down for the challenge to win it. Emerson, but from behind, Christian Gomez gets called for the foul. I didn't see much there, Jar.
They must be enforcing the international rules again in the World Cup there. Ticky-tack foul called against Christian Gomez.
United gets it back. Gomez. They just announced the attendance. The official attendance tonight will be listed at 66,830. That's why you hear the crowd reaction. Ryan Carroll under pressure. United has to be careful in the defensive third as we bring in Garth Lagerwey's keys to the game.
And there they are. The first one, my name is DC United. You beat my MLS team 5-0. Prepare to die.
Josh Gross with his offering. We'll get back to the keys in a moment. Emerson tackles it away.
And what we're referencing, obviously, is MLS sent a team over last year under some pretty adverse circumstances. They weren't successful against Real. You're playing for respect. You need to outcompete them. Second one, Boeing Jets. Play quickly. This game's going to come at you very, very fast if you're a fan of DC United. And the level of play is going to be that much quicker at a higher pace. And the last one, close only matters. Horseshoes and tiddlywinks. When you get your chances here for DC, you got to finish them because you're not going to get that many most likely. It's going to be key to keep the ball and finish the chances you have if you're going to try to knock off a giant like Real Madrid.
Christian Gomez for DC United. Is United getting some of the possession now? Wide down to Josh Gross. Beckham puts some pressure on. Carroll for United. Just underway from Qwest Field. 4 minutes in, but both teams already with opportunities. Now at the back, Sergio Ramos again, the Spanish international. Emerson through midfield. What Freddie Adu is that one getting away from De La Red. Ryan Carroll, he was under pressure from Ruben De La Red, and Beckham is able to come up with it. Beckham now playing it ahead. Van Nistolrooy. Van Nistolrooy. Bruno Urban with the tackle. We'll get a throw-in coming up, but Urban, he wasn't biting.
Oh, Dave, you saw how juiced these guys were in the pregame warm-ups just before they played the anthems that we all heard on the live broadcast. DC guys are just running around. They couldn't stand in one place, jumping up and down. It's just more energy than you normally see before a game, before it kicks off. You can see how pumped they are, how excited they are to play this game.
Ruben De La Red. De La Red, a player that only played 3 times last year for Real Madrid, but he's come up through the youth system. Beckham. Play it back to Woodgate. And the Newcastle United player. Now Roberto Carlos still getting it done on that left side. Ruben De La Red. That was a good idea as Roberto Carlos is getting forward on the left flank, but United stuffs it out.
Good job by Freddie Adu there to stay with his man as well. As the ball was played in the middle, Freddie made the run with him, was able to be in a good position to pick that off.
Ramos. Now Emerson for Real Madrid. Beckham was making a run. Josh Gross tucks it back to Troy Perkins. Mistake there as Crisano pounces on it. Antonio Crisano now. He'll have a chance to serve the ball. Raul traps it down, top of the box. Getting back was Carroll. Ruben De La Red trying to get space. Ruben De La Red slots it down to Nistolrooy. Van Nistolrooy dancing in the box. The shot is blocked by Neymoff. And now Freddie Adu. Freddie Adu calmly, under pressure, controls it well.
And Dave, one thing you're seeing early here is how hyped DC is, but how quick this play is. A couple of touches there in the wide fight, nearly got away from guys playing the ball a little bit too quickly and out of control. Got to keep your composure if you're DC.
Escandarian to Gomez. Gomez moves the Woodgate tackle back to Escandarian. That's a good ball to the 6. Moreno tracks it down. Now Freddie Adu. Now he can't work his magic. Ramos with the left foot, but Brian Carroll steps up, reads it well. United, though, I mean, they've come out, matched them toe for toe, and you have to feel that United feeling confident almost 7 minutes in. Of course, Javier Cabello is back with Real Madrid. He coached 1 year, 96-97, led him to a title. Then went back to Italy, of course, was with the tainted Italian side Juventus the last 2 seasons. So tainted because they're involved in a match-fixing scandal. It's seen them relegated a division. Ball sprayed wide to Josh Gross. Salgado marking. Beckham helps out. Gross gets a shot off and ricochets off Ramos. And we'll get a free kick coming up for Real Madrid. Peter Novak. There's Tom Stone, his assistant. But I think Peter does a great job also just preparing a team like DC United for a big challenge like this tonight.
No question. And Peter Nowak's a guy's name who you're hearing more persistently now in the U.S. national team coach discussions. You look at how well he prepared the All-Star team at the break. They get a big win over Chelsea, arguably one of the most high-profile wins that MLS has had. And if he comes out now and takes his DC United team, has a good showing against Real Madrid, that's big stuff for his future as well.
Freddie Adu getting on there. Gomez trying to get it back to do. Ruben de la Red intervenes, but we're going to get the foul called and a free kick coming up. A free kick coming up for DC United. So look at Ruben de la Red.
And Dave, that was Sergio Ramos. Once that ball left, Freddie made a little run around him and he dumped him right on the ground off the ball. Good call by the official there. Freddie Adu active here in the early going. He's a guy who struggled for me a little bit with the pace of the game against Chelsea. He seems to have opened up a little bit more cleverly so far today.
8 minutes in. A free kick for DC United. Gomez stands over the ball. And now at the back post, Ben Olsen was making a run. Real Madrid's Iker Casillas is in goal. And, of course, he was the Spanish national team keeper. It seems like you go to the resume of so many of their players, it includes national team duty. Troy Perkins coming off an all-star appearance for DC United.
All-star appearance and a shutout in the all-star game.
Yes, and Troy, just a great story. DC United, just a great goalkeeper core. Nick Raimondo has served the club so well, but this year Troy Perkins is having the season as Raimondo started the year injured.
And Dave, you mentioned Nick Raimondo, 11 reserve games this year, only 3 goals allowed. So good showing from him as well when he's gotten the opportunity.
And a free kick for Real Madrid. They'll have to bring it back, though. Got a bit of a jump start there. Ramos now for Real Madrid. He drifts in the United half. A little turn there by Cassano, but it goes nowhere. Ben Olsen now for DC United.
Dave, we alluded earlier to about how this game was important for some of the youngsters on DC United to raise their international profile. A game that maybe some people are watching that might not normally be watching. But the guy for me who's already been electric is Christian Gomez. Every touch is on right now. Just a maestro in the middle of the field. Keep your eye on him. He's another guy with a lot at stake. Argentinian player with a lower international profile.
Now Woodgate will touch it back to Casillas. That was good football by DC United. That was just fun to watch.
And that's what they need to do. They're playing the ball very quickly. They're clearly comfortable now. They're getting more comfortable with this pace. Moving the ball around rapidly, keeping possession.
Ben Olsen sprays it wide for the always speedy Josh Gross. Now Gomez surveys. Back to Olsen. Now playing it through, but instead Ramos. Ruben Nistolrooy with a touch. For Cassano. Saw a clump of turf come up. Again, they laid the natural sod over the synthetic surface here at Qwest Field. Freddie Adu working hits Roberto Carlos. And it'll be a throw-in coming up for DC United.
And as much as it's fun to watch Freddie dance, for me, the most impressive touch there is the first one. He doesn't get knocked off the ball. Early in his career, he had no idea how to receive that ball there. Roberto Carlos right up on his back. Does a nice job of keeping the ball at a distance. Keeps possession.
Good switch from Carroll all the way over to Josh Gross. Carroll was falling down. Now Eskandarian involved in the fray. Woodgate is on him. Now Olsen. Central to Gomez. Ruben de la Red puts the pressure on Brian Carroll now from Moreno. Ramos is marking. Woodgate clears it up. Back to Casillas, the keeper. 11 minutes in, no score.
Good.
Nistolrooy could not control it. Now Gomez. Eskandarian's making a run on that far side. It'll go behind him and instead to Josh Gross. Ben Olsen. Emerson marks now. Moreno. He's got some space. Moreno weaving through. Moreno. Now Raul Salgado coming from his right back position. He has Beckham just to his right. Beckham under pressure from Carroll, and Carroll is able to slow down the counterattack.
And Jaime Moreno, the nice little rush into the box there. Can't get it past the last guy. Salgado bites rather quickly, but Jaime, good little touches in the area. We're seeing the best out of DC United's players here in the early going.
Ruben de la Red. Center of the midfield. Sprayed now to Antonio Cassano. Cassano, that's good vision. Roberto Carlos coming up from his left back position. Going back post, and that one goes wanting. But again, that's something DC United is going to have to watch for. This gentleman right here, the Brazilian international, will pick his spots coming forward from the left back.
And this is the last chance. This is the ball through. Tucked inside, laid out for Roberto Carlos. He runs out of the overlap. One thing I wonder, Dave, is if, as this game progresses, if we might see Josh Gross swing over the side with Roberto Carlos, if in fact he's the guy who's going to be a little bit more dangerous going forward.
That's a good point, because of course Josh Gross gives you that luxury. He can just run up and down on that flank and still be involved in the offense, or keep Roberto Carlos so preoccupied that he's not going to be able to have those forays forward.
And one of the criticisms of him in the World Cup is that he didn't get forward quite as much as he used to, and he's just not quite as mobile. He's been out doing this a long time now as well.
Yeah, that was both Brazilian outside backs. Cafu, of course, the other one in the World Cup, along with Roberto Carlos, it looked like age and starting to catch up to him. And still the quality is now Facundo Urpin standing over the ball. Free kick for DC United. Atmosphere here in Seattle is United now. To Josh Gross. Gross now serving it in. Casillas, though, will have it. Eskandarian was making the run down the middle.
I'll tell you, this is also just a great learning environment, though. And, you know, a ball like that, sort of a long, hopeful ball over the top, maybe causes a problem in MLS, but you can't float a ball like that at the international level.
David Beckham in the blue shoes. Oh. Beckham coming up that right side. Salgado, touch it back. Now Salgado, the right back, had gotten forward to be involved in the offense, but the return pass to Beckham was off. Well, you know, a smarter way to read your world, the Examiner, daily intelligence from prep sports to college and professional. You'll find it all daily in the Examiner and online, of course, at examiner.com. Good Facundo Urpin. He was loose and relaxed. They playing cards in the lobby with some of his teammates.
Prevalent pastime of some of the DC United guys.
Well, you know, it's been a busy stretch. They need to relieve some stress, as of course they'll be back in league play a week from tonight against New York Red Bulls, but the focus all on this friendly. Ruud Nistolrooy trying to get onto it. And it will be a corner kick coming up for Real Madrid as that goes off Facundo Urpin. Every time Ruud Van Nistelrooy even gets a hint of a touch, we hear chants of Ruud in this stadium.
And I tell you what, I think this crowd recognizes who's going to be serving this corner kick as well for Real Madrid.
Yeah, the flash bulbs are going off. That's one cue. It will be David Beckham to serve it. Beckham serving it. Goes over Emerson. Woodgate had come forward. Now Ruben De La Red gets a shot off. It ricochets. And we're going to have another corner kick as a shot by Ruben De La Red, the midfielder. Ricocheted on the DC United defender. So now United has to defend another corner kick. And it will once again be a David Beckham corner kick. 15 minutes in, the crowd, many on the near side, the side that Beckham is kicking from, get on their feet. Beckham now. And that goes over Ramos, and, well, whistle is called, and Ramos over the back. The Spanish international. Free kick for DC United.
These fans in Seattle couldn't possibly be more excited about this. I mean, there's literally a crescendo as he takes his first step and his second. There's just an upswelling of lights and flashbulbs. Look at these fans. They're fanatical here.
And organized. That apparently spells out, "We love you, Beckham." So that takes a lot of skin paint. Urpin. Ben Olsen. Now back to Facundo Urpin. Now, Real Madrid, what can they do? There's Cassano. And the flag is up as Ruud Nistolrooy is offside.
We'll see a lot of that from him, Dave. I mean, he's a guy that loves to push that barrier, push the envelope. He's constantly standing in offside positions, coming back on right at the last second. There, I thought he's pretty clearly offside.
Ruben De La Red will touch it back. As much as we talk about the fans excited about Real Madrid, again, there's DC United supporting it tonight, and again, it's wherever we go across the country. United building its brand. This time the flag stays down as Ruben Nistolrooy in the box, takes the shot, Perkins a save. Well, we were just talking about timing of the runs. That time he timed it perfectly and had the opportunity. Another corner kick for Real Madrid.
It looked like a bit of a miscommunication there between Urpin and Boswell as to who's going to come back and cover this. This ball's played over the top. It doesn't look that dangerous at first. But this way in all by himself. Troy Perkins does a nice job standing his ground. Doesn't give him a lot to look at. Makes a save.
Turns out to be a throw in Emerson. As Moreno intervenes, another throw-in coming up for Real Madrid. 17, almost 18 minutes in, no score. Here in Seattle, the international friendly between Real Madrid and DC United. Cassano. Tackled away by Urpin and then cleaned up by Josh Gross. And we'll get a throw-in coming up for Real Madrid once again.
A pretty wide open game so far. A lot of quick touches. Real obviously playing to attack.
Look at the shot numbers so far. There's Emerson in the middle to Ruben de la Red. Nice little touch to Ruud van Nistolrooy. The flag goes up. Offside flag goes up.
And this is what I'm talking about. Van Nistelrooy literally will stand 2 and 3 yards offsides, and he'll come back on to receive some of these balls. Now, I did not get a good look at him. That's exactly what the linesman said.
Right. You called it, Mr. Lagaways. Fabio Capello looks on.
Blind squirrel finds an acorn on occasion.
I don't think Fabio is in agreement with. He needs to hear your explanation, but you'd have to give it to him in Italian. Freddie Adu trying to get onto this. Ramos marking. Pressure from Freddie Adu. Ramos is able to clear it. Emerson steps up. Center circle to Van Nistelrooy. Support from Emerson. We're going to get a foul. Free kick as Ruud van Nistelrooy rudely dumped to the turf. A free kick coming up for the team in white.
I think Facundo there reminding him that he's still around. I mean, he comes in, cleans up, kind of sweeps away Van Nistelrooy's heels along with the ball there.
Woodgate at the back to Emerson. Challenged by Brian Carroll. Well done. Carroll wins it from Emerson. A head down to Jaime Moreno. Gomez on the run. Gomez get it back. Instead, Ruben de la Red intervenes. Pressure though from Eskandarian. And too much pressure. We're going to get a free kick coming up for Real Madrid.
And Dave, we talk so much about Real Madrid stars. There they do a very nice job of collapsing with 4 defenders and stifling that attack.
Yeah, suddenly there was no space.
Yep.
There was absolutely no space. You're looking at a sea of white. As Gomez and Moreno, they had was the makings of a breakaway that quickly was closed down.
But kudos to Brian Carroll there. Emerson clearly surprised to see Carroll that close to him, gets dispossessed and can't take him down on the fall attempt.
Roberto Carlos trying to get over to Beckham. Ruben de la Red. Salgado tackled it through the midfield, but stuff from Brian Carroll again. Ben Olsen's foul. Free kick coming up. As Ruben de la Red is going to get a yellow card. A yellow card.
And rightfully so, because before this ball on Ben Olsen, he grabs Brian Carroll by the waist, tries to pull him back. Look at that right there. Ben does a nice job there, puts his body in between, and de la Red just says, I don't really care who's in between me and the ball, and just dumps him. It's a pretty blatant foul.
He's a player that's trying to use this tour, preseason tour, to try to make his mark, and sometimes you see that from players in that situation. Is he only played 3 first-team matches last year with Real Madrid. Played for Real Madrid's second division team.
That's a very good point too, Dave, and it touches on the fact that Real Madrid wanted to play DC United. They were willing to fly out. I mean, you want to talk about globalization. You get a team from DC, the champions of Spain, coming out here to play in Seattle. Yeah. Thomas Friedman, eat your heart out. This is globalization at its finest. If he's watching in Bethesda, it's fantastic to see this, and it's true. It's a valid point, Dave. You have guys in Real Madrid trying to make the team because this is a legitimate game. They view this as a legitimate tryout.
Salgado is stopped by Josh Gross. Josh Gross now trying to slot it through. Ramos has that red Raul now. Raul sees Cassano. That's a great run. Antonio Cassano. Cassano into the box, creates space, fires a shot. It's in the net. It's in the net. It's in the net.
What a goal from Real Madrid. Great ball through here. Cassano makes the run. DC defender Neymar can speed for pace. Cuts it in. Now Neymar's got to cut out the near post. Troy Perkins got to cut out the near. Neymar cuts the far. Troy Perkins cuts the near. Look at the space here. Look at Neymar trying to come in. He cuts it right back. That's just a quality move right there from Cassano to create that space for himself. Look at him do this. Sets it up and then sees the near post open. Troy Perkins gives him just a fraction there at the near post, off the post, and then just a fantastic finish.
And what a ball by Raul, huh?
Oh, my goodness.
That was just a quality goal. So much about that. And Cassano had 1 goal last year in 12 matches for Real Madrid. Happens in the 22nd minute. So 1-0. Los Galacticos have the lead. Brian Carroll now sprays it wide to Gross. And here comes United. Back to Brian Carroll. Roberto Carlos with chest trap it down to his goalkeeper. But this one's worth another look, even though it's against United.
And this is how quickly things happen here. Just one ball, cuts out the defender. Again, Neymar stays far. Troy Perkins gives him a little bit of space in the near, and that's all it took. That thinnest of margins finishes it off.
Gomez trying to lift it for Eskandarian. Be a throw-in coming up for DC United. So good position here as they search for the equalizer. 23 minutes in. Gomez. Instead, Raul. And for Ruud, Nistolrooy, and now Emerson. Here comes David Beckham. The flashbulbs go off. Beckham switches it over to Cassano. Cassano now in the box for Ruud, Nistolrooy. Nistolrooy getting a shot off, but a half chance, and Perkins is able to come up with. He was well defended, but the way they switched the ball around, just precision.
Just amazing. Look at the ball moving again. Look at Van Nistelrooy. Takes a little touch, beats Bobby. And Perkins gets, it looks like Boswell actually recovers, gets a foot on that, blocks part of that shot, kind of trickles to Perkins. Nice job by Bobby Boswell to recover. What we're seeing is how quickly Real Madrid use the space. They take these little spaces. All they need is a couple ball widths distance, and they're getting shots off on goal. They're very, very efficient when they get those balls in dangerous positions, and we're seeing how quickly they create that coming out of midfield through Raul.
Sergio Ramos ahead to Beckham. Beckham trying to get ahead to Ruud Van Nistelrooy. The flag is up. Well, Van Nistelrooy will take his chances, but you got to watch that one time he is onside. Freddie Adu now coming up against Roberto Carlos. Oh, nice return pass. Eskandarian back to Adu, marked by Ramos. Adu gets the cross up, but no one is there. Back post. Gross is finally there. Now Gomez. Moreno touches on Eskandarian. It's in the net! It's in the net! It's in the net! Eskandarian!
Oh, Dave, I guess there are two teams that can play at a pretty high level out here on the field tonight. Adu with a little juke, creates space. Gross runs it down. Marvelous effort. Back to Gomez. Look at this touch. Moreno, Eskandarian, lethal finish there right in the corner. But 5 passes from DC United again, straight out of midfield. Switch the field with a quick change. Great finish from Eskandarian. Now we got ourselves a ball game.
What an advertisement for soccer. As well, we've said we've seen good football tonight, and by both teams, and DC United from the start has played well, has played confidently, and they're rewarded for it. But they have to watch out here as the flag is up. Flag is up as Ramos playing the ball as Beckham and Van Nistelrooy were offside.
Well, and listen, here's the thing. You talk about World Cup players. You got a lot more for Real Madrid than you do for DC United. You have Ben Olsen in the middle of the park for them. But the important thing, especially for a young team, is how you react and how they learn. And clearly they're figuring out how they can attack this team, and they're not backing down. They're not intimidated, and they have shown they're willing to play. Freddie Adu is, with a great effort right there, beating Roberto Carlos to set that whole thing in motion.
Troy Perkins from the back. Ramos chest traps it down. Well, what's great about what we've seen so far, the 2 goals, it's just about they were quality goals. We're not talking about necessarily mistakes or flubs. It's just quality stuff from both sides.
And listen, you want an advertiser for a while, Eskandarian is going to be on the next World Cup team for the United States. There you had it. He is one of the few players for the United States who's under the age of 30 who is a clinical finisher. Took a half chance, hit it first time, buried it right in the corner. He's got a very bright future.
Jaime Moreno. Now for DC United. 1-1 here at Qwest Field in Seattle. Neymar. Freddie Adu. Roberto Carlos. Now Ruben de la Red. And, oh, he was close. Ruud was close. He was close that time to being onside. He was trying to time it. But this is worth another look.
Yeah, and this is Gomez ball again, and let's not leave on Jaime Moreno there with just a ridiculously delicate touch there in the box with his back to goal to set that up. That creates a space for Eskandarian finishes.
Look out, Freddie Adu is coming through as Carroll had played the ball. Casillas has to clear it. Now Cassano awkwardly keeps it in. Roberto Carlos has to tackle away and throw in coming up for DC United.
And Dave, we hit Jaime Moreno, Christian Gomez, the big two for DC United. Eskandarian's got to be in that conversation. Between those three horsemen, they've scored a goal, Italian assist in every game for DC United this year.
Roberto Carlos is able to clear it away. Van Nistolrooy plays away. He's facing back to Raul. Now Beckham. Salgado. Spanish international Raul. And De La Red. Salgado under pressure from Eskandarian. Ramos now from the back. Cassano. Van Nistolrooy making a run. That's well sorted out by Bobby Boswell. De La Red spinning around. Sprays it for Raul. Josh Gross is tracked back. The back heel now for Beckham. Beckham serving it in. It's Ben Olsen that directs it out. Now Freddie Adu. Freddie Adu coming out. Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos looked a bit casual, but he goes toe-to-toe with Freddie Adu, and the foul's on Freddie Adu.
And Freddie got excited. He did the same thing with Michael Eschen in the All-Star game. He gets that head of steam. He gets real excited. He starts to run at people, and he makes at times takes too many touches. There, it's not on every time. You still got to pick your spots. You don't want to give the ball away frequently.
Antonio Cassano again looking over the top, but let's talk about Freddie Adu. He's coming up against Roberto Carlos.
And you can see he's like, no one's coming to me, no one's coming to me. I'm going to take this guy on. This is Roberto Carlos. I can skin him. I can beat him. And you got to love the confidence. But Roberto Carlos just holds his position. Freddie makes it a little bit too easy for him there. Turns the ball over.
Adu goes down. We'll play on. And I said Roberto Carlos casual. It's just that's experience. He knows how to read it. He does not feel threatened. Again, one of the world's best ever.
And again, when we say about the level of play being a little bit higher here, it's also faster.
Ruud Van Nistelrooy. Shipping in. Beckham! Oh! That would have had this place going in raptures.
I mean, it just doesn't get it. Look, again, just a half ball space, just a delicate little chip. Van Nistelrooy, not known as assist man, almost gets the ball over to Beckham there. He's just a world-class crossing, and the level of play we've seen tonight has been absolutely phenomenal. But DC, you can't even give them that half ball width around the penalty area because they're so lethal with the service.
And, you know, we need to point out that this crowd, it's a great atmosphere. They're just here to see good soccer. When DC United scored, tremendous crowd reaction. So it's very much, while there's certainly that sense of awe about Real Madrid, this crowd is just into the match.
I'm telling you, though, this is an American crowd, and that they want to believe. And if you give them a reason to believe, they're going to do it. They're going to get behind you.
Raul coming through midfield. He is fouled by Brian Carroll, and a free kick coming up. And there's going to be a card as well, a yellow card issued by Michael Kennedy to Brian Carroll. Free kick coming up for Real Madrid. 30 minutes in this 1-1 score at Qwest Field in Seattle. 66,830 here tonight.
And Davey, you think that the soccer is, alive and well in this country? Barcelona, Chivas draws 92,000 a couple days ago. Sold out All-Star game versus Chelsea. Now we got 67,000 here. Great advertisement for the leagues and the fans. And we're seeing a great level of play here from the best MLS team.
Not a bad summer, huh? David Beckham. And it goes over Woodgate, his fellow Englishman. It'll be a goal kick coming up. Well, don't forget the DC United's next home game is Saturday, August 19th, 4 o'clock, presented by Sierra Mist. Come watch the Black and Red, of course, take on Pablo Mastroeni and the Colorado Rapids. 202-587-5000 for tickets, or log on to DCUnited.com. As getting into the stretch run, and certainly DC United needs its support. And it's from that aerial shot, well, now they're starting to die down a little bit, but the flash bulbs, I guess you don't sell film anymore. You have to sell, memory cards, but we could probably make a fortune based on that. Troy Perkins boots it away. Freddie Adu touches it back to Brian Namath. Ben Olsen now under pressure. Now Facundo Ripper, he's got to watch it, and he did. Beckham was about to just pounce on him, puts it back to Troy Perkins.
And I'm impressed, too, with Erpin's judgment so far in this game. He has a tendency to be a little risky with some of the balls he plays in the back. He's been a little bit more conservative, and I think that's well-founded against Real Madrid.
Ben Olsen flicks it to Namath, who's coming forward. Now this is Jaime Moreno. Jaime Moreno tackled away by Woodgate. Roberto Carlos just touches it.
And again, Dave, I got to stress how well DC's playing right there. Jaime Moreno just took an absolute bullet from Nemoff in a dead stride, beat one defender, almost got around the second one to spring that free. Brilliant touches.
Nistolrooy traps it down. Boswell is United high pressure from the defensive line. Now a good ball played forward for Jaime Moreno. Now Olsen. Moreno into a sea of white. He goes down. Now Roll. They play it through midfield. Cassano stumbling over.
One thing we've definitely seen, though, Dave, is that if they're going to try to go right down the gut right there, Real Madrid is going to squelch that out. We've seen 4 and even 5 defenders there in that last. And there was some physical contact with Moreno there. He's a little bit upset about it. But the fact is you can't run into that kind of mass of players and expect to have success very frequently.
Well, again, it's like 4 closing down. As we look at the great Emerson.
And we think about how DC United scored the goal. Well, they got the ball wide. They got the ball out to Freddie Adu. He had to cross Spade to the other side of the field. So it's changing that point of attack. It's using the width and using the skills of a great player like Jaime Moreno, but just not going straight at a packed defense the way Real Madrid is organized.
Sergio Ramos now. 1-1 our score. Ruben de la Red looking for David Beckham. Josh Gross tracking back, and he'll let it go. Goal kick coming up for Troy Perkins. Again, Antonio Cassano scoring for Real Madrid. Eskandarian, Aleko Eskandarian for DC United. And there's no Ronaldo, we should point out, with this team recovering from knee surgery. So we're not seeing Ronaldo tonight. Fabio Cannavaro in their one of their big off-season acquisitions. Not much of an off-season, by the way. We're talking about last month is the off-season. Literally a month ago, the World Cup, when Fabio Cannavaro was lifting the trophy. He's here tonight and dressed, but I bet you we'll see him in the second half. Not part of the starting 11.
And when you can bring the guy who should have been the World Cup MVP off your bench, I'd say you'd have to be fairly happy about that.
Again, their defensive back 4. 3 of the 4 appeared in the World Cup as it is. So if you put Cannavaro, you'd have a World Cup sweep at the back 4. Ryan Carroll now. Moreno. Ricocheted off Emerson and now wide Eskandarian. Salgado is marking. Josh Gross makes that run. He's got that speed, gets the cross off. Roberto Carlos is there. Freddie Adu trying to get onto it. Working hard. Antonio Cassano instead of Freddie Adu. Freddie Adu for Moreno. Emerson intervenes. Moreno gets it back. Moreno gets it off. What a goal kick. But Moreno worked hard to come up with a chance.
And you got to give this credit again, originally from Josh Gross on the other side. We're going to show you Freddie Adu, but before this, Josh Gross doing all the work to get to the end line and send that ball in. Jaime Moreno with a nice job to win that ball from Emerson right there. It's just little things. DC's playing smart right now. Jaime Moreno in tight spaces has been spectacular for DC United. Just missing wide.
Keeper Casillas. Beckham goes up for it. Ruben Nistolrooy. Back to Salgado. Now Woodgate. Shots on goal. The totals we've seen so far. Again, this has been a lively match at Qwest Field in Seattle as Roberto Carlos. Good soccer from both sides tonight. Emerson. Harder with Ben Olsen, and Olsen gets whistled for the foul. We got a free kick coming up.
And there, you still got to win the physical battles even when the ball's pinging around. Ben leaves his feet there to the tackle. I think you can definitely understand the ruling for a foul there. Ben fired up as normal.
Beckham, it goes over Raul. Now Nemoff has to clean it up. Salgado's come forward from his right back position. Now Beckham. Ramos in the center circle.
Dave, the other comparison I'm drawn to here is last summer Real Madrid played the LA Galaxy and more or less just dominated them, just kept the ball. And granted, they had Zidane in that team as well. But this is a different match right now. This has been a fairly even up. Real still had the better chances. They've been a little bit more dangerous over the top. But DC is really in this game.
I'll try to come through Cassano, and he ricochets on Basel. We're going to get a free kick coming up. A free kick coming up as we now see Cassano and Ben Olsen. And there's going to be a card, I think, coming up to Cassano, Antonio Cassano. And he gets the card. in the goal scorer tonight for Real Madrid. Free kick for DC United. We're going to make a great point. You think also about the Major League Soccer All-Star selection, if you will, that went over to Spain, and it was very much a one-sided victory for Real Madrid. And again, that was a circumstance where DC United was the Major League Soccer in their season. They have to get a collection of guys together and just kind of go over there. Not really a chance to bond as a team, form a team, and that just added to the disadvantage, if you will. But tonight, this has been even stuff.
Yeah, and here all those types of intangibles, the travel, the fitness, all those stuff count for the MLS team instead of counting against them. They have a much better chance to succeed.
Pisano goes off Ben Olsen. And De La Rey keeps pressure on Ruud van Nistelrooy right there. Now Olsen trying to clean it up. Ruud van Nistelrooy still on it. Touches it back over De La Rey. And now Just Gross. Oh, some moments there.
And Dave, again, you see stuff that you probably get away with in MLS there, but just the slightest missed touch right there, Real Madrid pouncing on and nearly creating a goal out of.
Now for Freddie Adu. Freddie Adu. Going at Ramos. Tucks inside. Emerson coming back to win the ball. Now Gomez doesn't give up. To Eskandarian. Eskandarian becoming Beckham. Eskandarian is working on Salgado, and Beckham snuck in.
One thing you can definitely say dramatically for DC United is they've done very well when they move the ball quickly. When they get guys that take a lot of touches and want to run and dribble, I like the confidence, but right now that's when they're getting dispossessed. They need to move the ball quickly and try to play around the Real Madrid players.
Raul touches it back to Roberto Carlos. 39 minutes into this first half. 1-1 our score. Back to Ramos. Olsen. Putting that high pressure on. Jonathan Woodgate. Now through the midfield, Ruben De La Rey, who's done well tonight. Continues to do well. Tries the cross. Stuffed by Boswell. Nicely done by Moreno to touch it back to Carroll, and that gets this going. Josh Gross coming forward. Christian Gomez. Name off up in support. Freddie Adu. Nifty stuff to get the pass off. It didn't work. But he had Roberto Carlos frozen.
And again, great ball movement there from DC United. They saw him come all the way left, take it all the way back right. And then, eventually they get broken down with Freddie just misses Jaime there. But that's a great effort by DC. Good ball possession. They're playing a high level.
De La Rey now. Oh, under pressure. Turns now Roberto Carlos.
For me, David, some of the life has gone out of this game a little bit right now. It was such an electric place to start. It slowed a bit.
Salgado looking for Ruud van Nistelrooy. Pisano trailing, trying to pry it through to Raul. Instead, DC United. The fortress was in place, and now Freddie Adu. Jaime Moreno. Christian Gomez. Eskandarian timed his run, then he was bumped from behind. We'll get a free kick coming up for DC United. He did a good job to stay onside, and then he was bumped from behind instead.
It was Salgado that got to him right there. Blecker doing a nice job of lining them up, trying to set this up again. Christian Gomez was the ball on the top. We get to Alecko just a touch late there, but you can see him looking back at us. Christian Gomez, they made eye contact. He wanted that ball. Christian delivered it. Just missed him.
But he did a wonderful job because Real Madrid had put their line high, and he timed it well. And as a result, Salgado was basically a professional foul, knowing that he had been beaten, just kind of a little nudge. So free kick here for Christian Gomez. Gomez now serving it up. We'll get a corner kick for DC United. 42 minutes in. And the fans react to this corner kick.
Freddie Adu, a big star as well. Bobby Boswell scored against Chelsea from this situation last summer.
Freddie Adu. Back post, and indeed it was Boswell coming through. And it goes off a defender for Real Madrid, but he loves international friendlies, this Bobby Boswell. Scored last summer, scored against Celtic this summer.
No better glamour play for a fullback than to get up here on a corner kick and stick one in. Rise like a salmon, little Bobby.
In Seattle, no less. Christian Gomez. Gomez driving against Salgado. He's able to clear it. Stepping up is Nabov. Oh, Brian Nabov has a crack. After watching it to see us the quick distribution. Cassano had trapped it down, but it's cleared up well by DC United. Freddie Adu pouncing on it, getting around Sergio Ramos. Freddie Adu. Touchdown by Ramos. It will be a free kick for DC United. He was just about to get that left foot off.
I tell you what, that's a professional foul from Ramos there. He's lucky he doesn't get booked on the opportunity. Bad touch, Freddie Adu right there. Dispossesses him immediately. He's teeing this up. And again, he just takes him down. He smacks him. But Freddie just a little bit too slow again. He had so much space and time. He picked his head up. He just plays a little bit more quickly. Love the confidence. He's running at guys. He's attacking, taking advantage of mistakes. Now just get rid of the ball a little bit more quickly there. You're going to get some goals.
Well, now the flash bulb's going off as DC United has a chance in the 43rd minute just outside the box.
And I think this is something you're going to see a left-footer strike, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Aleko Eskandarian getting over this.
And Freddie Adu and Aleko Eskandarian are just to the right of the ball. Gomez is to the left of it. Michael Kennedy trying to back the wall up. Michael Kennedy talking to probably about $100 million worth of talent in that wall. So Freddie Adu strikes it. It's cleared. Name off. Van Olsen. Ahead to Jaime Moreno. Olsen going against Salgado. Olsen drives it. Goal kick coming up.
Other encouraging thing for DC United is they're taking advantage of these opportunities. When they get the ball in and around the penalty area, they're taking a strike. They're taking a chance at goal. We saw Namath hit one from long range. There, Ben Olsen cuts it in, takes a chance. You got to do that. You got to take your chances against a team like Real Madrid.
Emerson now for Real Madrid. Closing moments here of this first half of play. Raul gets it wide. Salgado now Beckham in position on that right flank. 2 minutes of stoppage time added to this first half of play, we were told. And as we were told that, maybe that's a little bit of an overestimation of stoppage time. The first half is in the books here at Qwest Field. But what a first half. 1-1 Real Madrid, DC United tied here at halftime. And we just saw quality from both sides in the dark jerseys. And we're underway second half of play. So, Roberto Carlos at the back. We'll update you on substitutions. Look like I see Uruguayan international Pablo Garcia out there. And maybe that's a senior out there as well. And yes, there he is. Fabio Cannavaro makes his Real Madrid debut. So we do have some new faces on the field. And we'll identify them for you as we can. And just scanning, I don't know if DC United has made any changes. None that we can see so far anyway. And they've not been reported to us. As now on the ball, Emerson. Van Nistolrooy, the flag is up. We've said that a few times tonight. So a free kick coming up for DC United. And also in goal, Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez in goal for Real Madrid. And Robinho is also on the pitch as Roberto Carlos tracks it back. So Robinho, the talented Brazilian, that was a big debate at the World Cup. Many wanted to actually see Robinho in the Brazilian first 11 over Ronaldo, his Real Madrid teammate.
Yeah, and there's a half dozen Brazilians on this team. It's really amazing. And you have two of the finest young ones, in Cicinho and Robinho, two guys who, as you say, Dave, strong arguments for, could they have been included in the Brazilian team? Might they have gone further than their elimination by France?
It's a Brazilian team that I think was caught between two worlds, going with some of their trusted veterans, but certainly some young stars ready to perform. Roberto Carlos. Ruud Van Nistelrooy now. Marked by Brian Namath. He does get the cross off looking for Raul, headed away by Facundo. Now Brian Carroll. Touchback and under control to Fabio Cannavaro. Just an elegant defender. His anticipation, the way he just sees the pass, it almost seems sometimes before the player making the pass knows what he's going to do.
And it's just amazing too. I mean, his capacity. He's almost never booked. He almost never commits fouls. He just reads the game that well. It's astonishing.
Emerson looking for Robinho. And we have a foul as a free kick coming up for Real Madrid. As Pablo Garcia is also in. It's another player looking to make his mark on this preseason tour. Did play in 22 matches last year for Real Madrid. The midfielder and from Uruguay. Robinho now. Oh. Robinho. Roberto Carlos is making a run. Freddie Adu. Good job on defense.
But for the most part, he's been honest on it. He's been tracking back. Oftentimes when DC plays, you see him take a more offensive role, and you see Josh Gross do the dirty work. But Freddie's been pretty good so far getting back tonight.
Jaime Moreno for Josh Gross. So now, Ben Olsen to work up that left flank. So now Olsen. For Jaime Moreno. Olsen. Challenged by Emerson. Emerson wins that challenge, that roll. Puts it out on the flank. No one there. Freddie Adu instead.
Well, Dave, you're seeing, too, how serious DC United's taking this game. No changes for DC United. It's all the same guys. Those guys are going to stay out there and battle. They're going to try to put their best foot forward and hang on for a result here against Real Madrid.
For Kunta Urpin. 1-1 our scoreline. DC in the black, Real Madrid in the white. Good possession by United. Olsen. Iskandarian. Pablo Garcia tries to intervene. Olsen gets it off to Gomez instead. Gomez now playing it for Josh Gross, and Diego Lopez will track it down. As we mentioned, Cicinho, the Brazilian international, also now getting on the field tonight. He's an explosive player working up that right side. As we talked about, along with Robinho, a player that the Brazilian fans wanted to see more of at the World Cup. Speaking of Robinho, he's on to it. Go. Robinho making a run. Namath neatly done to Boswell. Now Freddie Adu. Roberto Carlos. Emerson. Robinho. And Pablo Garcia and Roberto Carlos didn't quite sync up forward coming up for DC United.
You sense already, though, Dave, you don't have quite the electricity coming out to start the second half. But you sense a little bit more calmness on the part, in terms of the tempo, certainly, but also specific to DC United. And what, to me, that's an indication of is they are getting into the rhythm of this game. They're getting used to the skill level of Real Madrid. Again, they haven't panicked. They went down a goal. They answered back, doing a nice job keeping possession, keeping the ball, making Real Madrid, the less fit team, do a little bit of work trying to get that ball back.
Well, you know, the other interesting thing about this match tonight, sometimes when you have a team going against another team that's perceived to be much better. Again, perceived to be much better. You talk about, well, they have to survive the first 25 minutes, but for United, they really just came out strong in the opening minutes. It wasn't about surviving the first 25. They were right at Real Madrid from the opening kickoff tonight.
Well, and MLS is still a league that wants to establish itself, as are all these guys for DC United. And they are not given a lot of respect, even though they are the best team in MLS.
Roberto Carlos, that's a good ball, but Perkins is there. Ruud and Nistolrooy made the run. Troy Perkins, what a quick distribution, but Salgado just volleys it over. Sergio Ramos will track it down. This summer of soccer, though, we are having, and again, we invite you to come out to RFK Stadium for the upcoming matches. The ticket number again, 202-587-5000 is DC United coming back into league play. Is now coming forward. Cicinho. Outside the box, serves it in, and Namath heads it away from Van Nistolrooy. Good thing he did.
Yeah, and DC dodged the bullet there. That ball just barely cleared away by Brian Namath. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication on the marking assignments there in the box.
Garcia trying to win it. Emerson, it's a powerful force, but too much power there, and he commits a foul. He is a sturdy defensive midfielder.
Yeah, and you know, he's a guy who's been getting it done for a long time, as well as we see in the progress of his hairline there. But you know, as another guy who you talk about the changing of the guard in Brazil, and you know, he's a guy that maybe his best days are behind him at this point, but still meant a lot to that program, and has been a tremendous midfielder for a long time.
Think about Brazil, the pipeline will continue. Now for Ruud for DC United. Scandarian, that's a good ball. Josh Gross trying to get behind the defense. Roberto Carlos comes over for the tackle. Now we'll have a goal kick. Pardon me, Cannavaro coming over for the tackle.
It's a great little through ball. It's Alesko Scandarian on the ball over the top. Josh Gross just runs and runs and runs. He can keep any defense honest. When you got legs like that, you're always going to be dangerous. Forces extended clearance there from Cannavaro.
That's a great recovery on the part of Cannavaro is now. Urban gives it away. Garcia battling with it. Now Olsen for DC United. Under pressure, Brian Carroll. Emerson stepped up. Pressure from Ruud Van Nistolrooy forces United to play it back to Bobby Boswell.
Yeah, Dave, we touched on this very briefly, but you know, clearly, you know, DC's got a week off till their next game, but they're basically coming off the All-Star game where most of these guys also played against Chelsea. Peter Nowak clearly looking at this as a very legitimate chance to establish the credibility of his team.
Garcia over the top to Raul. Raul the back heel. But instead, it's Bobby Boswell. Emerson steps up. Sprays it wide. Cecilio now. A chance to cross. He's got space to do it. Robinho was right there at the 6-yard box, but instead, Freddie Anu now for DC United.
And that was Ben Olsen dashing all the way back to clear that ball off the line there. Can't give Real Madrid a lot of time for service. They're very, very dangerous.
Olsen into space, but nobody there. As Escandari not able to make the run. Olsen's just, as always, everywhere on the field. So Garcia comes back. Raul. Garcia's kind of taking over the role that Ruben de la Red had. Raul now plays it forward, but the flag is up as Roberto Carlos is caught offside.
One thing that's important, Dave, when you come out for a game so hyped up, so fired up like DC United did, understandably playing Real Madrid in front of 67,000 people, you got to watch out for a little bit of a letdown. You get tired a little bit more quickly because you expend all that emotional energy early on in the game. But this is clearly a game they're taking very seriously. They very, very badly want to win. And now it's a question of keeping the composure, keeping the ball, and trying to let their fitness, which is better than Real Madrid's at this point, play to their advantage.
Ramos tackles it away. Namath. Christian Gomez. Josh started to make a run, but had to pull back as the defensive line came forward for Real Madrid. As a result, you see what's happening here. DC United having to reload. Brian Carroll. Urban. Find something, and we're going to get Fabio Cannavaro at the nipping at the heels of Jaime Moreno. A free kick quickly taken by Gomez, running on to an Escandarian, Ramos the defender, and smothering it is Lopez the keeper.
A good ball from Gomez there through, but an even better play by the defender there, who is untroubled. Does a great job of interposing his body between Alesko Escandarian and the goal, and letting his goalkeeper come out and collect.
Gomez nicely done to get it central to Carroll. And Carroll tries to unload. It's blocked by Ramos. Pablo Garcia, a little hesitation, stutter step. Emerson play it back. Cannavaro is forced to sweep it away. Salgado directs the header towards Cecilio.
How about that little piece of skill right there? You think he's just going to let the ball run out to his goalkeeper, turns almost as a 360 and lays the ball directly to the head of his wide midfielder.
And a free kick coming up for Real Madrid. 56 minutes in. 1-1 our score here in Seattle. Emerson from the back looking for the roll. Don't forget the DC United Soccer Academy offering all kinds of programs for youth soccer players. And they have a half-day academy coming up at the EC Lawrence Park from August 14th to August 18th. More information, 202-587-5468. Or you can log on, of course, to dcunited.com. Now Josh Gross. 66,830 here tonight. And now Raul taking advantage of a DC mistake. Raul plays it ahead to Ruud Nistolrooy, but Perkins quickly off his line.
And there's Facundo Urpan's quota. Almost every game he gives away one catastrophic ball. There it was. Quick counter for Real Madrid. Hopefully that's out of his system for the evening.
Turned out to be no trouble in the end. Dangerous moment is now. United try to come through the midfield. Escobar played it nicely back to Gomez. Gross is making a run again. Cecilio gets there as Gross puts it off Cecilio, and it will be a corner kick coming up for DC United. And again, well appreciated by the crowd here at Qwest Field. And Josh Gross able to put it off Cecilio. Now Christian Gomez to take this corner. Great chance here for DC United. So Gomez. Harvey Boswell, of course, has come forward. Lunging at it was Lopez as Boswell was right there in the 6. Now Robinho. Counterattack. Could be on. But nicely tackled away by Neymar. Now the other way. Freddie Adu wide to Christian Gomez. And Robinho got a little head of steam and the crowd reacted, but Neymar was there.
Jaime drifted very far back right now to find the ball in some instances.
Ben Olsen. Carroll. Marino posting it for it. Back heels up, and Emerson is there instead. Emerson trucks forward. Only one player forward, that's Ruud Nistolrooy. William Boswell got a step. Ruud Nistolrooy. Oh. So it's still 1-1. Goal kick coming up DC now. We're bringing Peter Novak. And Peter, give us your thoughts on what you've seen so far, what you would like to see now in this second half.
What I like to see is goals. I think we still have an opportunity to go forward, and sometimes we're just losing the balls in a bad spot, and Real Madrid can counter. I think if we're going to use more Josh, more our wings with Freddie, I think we have a good chance to score some goals. The first half goal, there was the great example.
Peter, how long are we going to see the starters? Are you guys playing this just like a normal league game? We're going to see them the whole way?
No, we're playing Real Madrid, for Christ's sake. So, no, we're going to make some changes. We'll see how the guys are feeling, and we're going to check it out and make it best of it.
All right, Peter, thanks so much for your time. Peter Novak joining us. He pointed out the opponent to us, Real Madrid. The ball played forward now to Salgado, and nicely done by Eskandarian to intervene. Salgado getting forward from his right back position. And Eskandarian preventing further danger.
Good work from Lako Eskandarian to do the work to get back there. Hard to really tell what happens there. I mean, he's got the inside position there, so when he goes down, it looks like he sweeps that ball away, but not clear what kind of contact he got.
Facundo Urpan now for DC United. Cecilio getting onto it. Raul. Instead it's Brian Carroll. Now Christian Gomez sees Eskandarian. Peter talking about using the wings. He is not going to beat Fabio Cannavaro. Emerson.
And Dave, that is something that DC United did very well in the first half. The changing the point of attack, using the width on both sides. That's how they created their goal. They need to have more of that. Part of that is we just need to get a little bit more energy. This second half's been a slower pace so far. Real Madrid's been a little bit more comfortable on the ball, trying to break DC United down.
Salgado now coming forward. Cecilio's making a run on the right flank. Salgado tucks inside. Ruud Nistolrooy, top of the box for Urban, trying to pry it away. We're going to get a free kick. A free kick for Real Madrid just outside the box.
And we're going to get another look at it. Van Nistelrooy goes down. Urban is reaching from behind. We're going to take it a little closer. Here we go. There's the ball in. There's Van Nistelrooy right in your screen right there. He's going to receive the ball. Look at the touch. And Urban does. He makes contact right there with the right ankle. Look at this again. Watch the right ankle of Van Nistelrooy. There's the contact right there. That's a foul on Urban. They're going to get a free kick at the top of the box there. Good recovery by Urban there to try to take it. But you see how clever Van Nistelrooy, how little space there was. Just a clever little touch. That creates the danger area. Urban has to take him down.
And it is just, what's that, 18 yards and 2 inches?
And they got a couple guys in this team that can hit these.
Well, of course, one David Beckham's no longer in the game, but I hear there are some others that can strike a ball.
If Roberto Carlos hits this as hard as he hits some of them, I mean, as a goalkeeper, you're lucky if you're even going to see this before you get a chance to save it.
So Roberto Carlos approaches, strikes at Perkins, makes the save. Emerson makes the cross. It's driven by Ruud, but then saved, and Urban clears it. Wow! But Urban ends up clearing it off the line, but Real Madrid, it looked like they had the go-ahead goal. Instead, United has won the fans over in Seattle.
Here's the whole thing beginning. Roberto Carlos, what a save from Troy Perkins to clear that out. Emerson wins it, ball back across, gets a take off the defender, off the post of Van Nistelrooy. The ball clears, eventually cleared out off the line from Urban there. Great plays in that sequence from Troy Perkins. I think it was Namath that might have deflected the second shot. Urban clears the ball off the line.
Olsen was right there on the line as well, as Raul took that shot. And once again, Ben Olsen, though, involved in an important defensive play. Well, Raul just almost had the go-ahead goal is about to come out.
And this is a great shot here. Look, Troy Perkins can not see much of anything. Makes a great reaction save right there. Look at him, keep it, watch his eyes. The ball takes a deflection there. It winds up going off his bar to the far post. And it's tough to see. There's Urban at the end there. There was Ben Olsen that was tracking the ball to the near post. May have gotten something on the second shot that came off the crossbar. But a collective team effort for DC United there, just tremendous.
Roberto Carlos goes out. And Raul also going out. Raul Bravo comes in. So Raul Bravo comes in. Played in 15 matches last year. And also Julio Baptista, who had 8 goals in 22 matches last year for Real Madrid, gets onto the field. So Fabio Capello going to his man Cecilio on the ball. Also shadowing him, Christian Gomez. What a sequence. So for DC United, again equal to the task against Real Madrid. And this is a special DC United team. It just reflects you. Look at the standings, the run they're having in Major League Soccer. That's why we encourage you to get out to RFK Stadium if you can. 202-587-5000 for those tickets, as the ball was played on the flank for Ruud Nistolrooy. And it would be a goal kick coming up for Troy Perkins, who, now Mr. All-Star, well, that was a pretty good save on a guy named Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, when you step up again, Troy Perkins had to be in grade school when Roberto Carlos started playing. I mean, to be able to save a shot like that of that quality, pretty amazing.
Hey, they're everywhere. The Screaming Eagles, about an hour and 10 minutes before game time, we saw them putting that banner up. Is that about right? Maybe it's more like an hour and a half, but they get here early from far and wide, and great supporters groups, all of them for DC United. So we get a throw-in coming up for Real Madrid. Central to Cannavaro. Emerson.
Dave, we talked about how good this DC United team is. You just saw a great example there of how well they play together as a team and how key that is to their success. Yes, they have stars, Christian Gomez, Jaime Moreno, Aleko Eskandarian. You know, you can go down the list of names, but it's a team effort like that that has really made them a consistent, dominant success in the league this year.
Agosto. Urban heads it down. Now Garcia. Pablo Garcia. Neat little skill there from Garcia to get it to Emerson. Emerson trucking through, trying to play the through ball. Ruud on this one, prowling around the top of the box, but instead now a change of the pace there from Jaime Moreno. But again, Garcia steps up. He's a holding midfielder.
And you're seeing the way this game is going, though. Real Madrid slowly asserting their dominance here in the second half. You're seeing Jaime Moreno again drift further and further back to try to collect this balls from his team.
Salgado comes forward. Ferdinand Urban reads it well. Pinballs. Rubinho trying to get onto it. Nemoff gets there first.
Like I said in the first half, you get so exhausted mentally when you come out as high as DC United came out. It looks to me like you just can't sustain that for 90 minutes. It's impossible. And it looks like now some of these guys are trying to find their legs, trying to get that second win. You know they want it. You can see them fighting. You can see how badly they want to play with this Real Madrid team. But sometimes, right now, they're slowing down a little bit. They need to keep the ball. They need to keep their composure. That's the way they're going to get their rest.
Cecino. Garcia. Rubinho. Back heel. Oh, Bravo. Nice cross move this way there. Oh, Cecino. Cecino. It was there. It was there. It was there for the taking. And he didn't take it.
I want to see this replay because I wonder if Josh Gross got a little something on this. Cecino just misses it. But here's the ball across again. We're going to see the replay here. A lot of guys back. Rubinho with a little heel. Ball laid across. And we got a lot of linesmen. Yeah, we got the linesman view right there. A lot going on. But I wonder if Bobby Bosworth clearly pulled his foot back as his man run down the middle of the park. Josh Gross was right in front of Cecino. I wonder if he scuffed it just enough.
Well, Raul Bravo, who made that cross, made it just about as perfect as you can make it. As again, this is Rubinho. Watch the back here. This is Raul Bravo, who's come on as a sub, and
I think he did. You got Josh Gross with a left foot there, lunged out at the last second, got just a tick on it, saved the day.
Well, and that's why Cecino was unable to take it. But indeed, as you're right, Garth, that he was able to save the day. That surely would have been the second goal of the night.
And literally, Josh Gross, end line to end line. Just a couple minutes ago, we're talking about him winning a corner kick off of, I believe, it's Cecino down here in this end, and now all the way back in his end line on the other side, clearing the ball away.
Nicely done by Gomez to get it wide to Olsen. Cannavaro again, and had great anticipation. Picks it out of the air. Now Olsen. And we're going to get a foul. We're going to get a foul against Gomez as Garcia and Emerson came in there and sandwiched him. A free kick coming up for DC United from a dangerous position. Fabio Capello is up prowling the sidelines, the manager for Real Madrid. Christian Gomez stands over this. See Boswell's come forward in the box. Look at Jaime Moreno. Gomez now strikes the ball, looking for Boswell. Instead, Ramos got the head on it. Cecino. Oh, what a ball. Freddie Adu is tracking back on defense, keeping away from Rubinho, and then Nemoff cleans it up, but it's Freddie Adu, the defensive star there. Cannavaro, again, it's always the anticipation with Fabio Cannavaro.
I mean, Aleko Escondero there was off to the race. He thought he was through on that ball, and Cannavaro just skins him cleanly. Freddie Adu, a nice effort there to get back, clear the initial ball away.
Oh, Bravo plays it central to Rubinho. We're seeing the Real Madrid debut of Fabio Cannavaro tonight.
And we're seeing how well these great players hold the ball, especially Emerson. There we just saw Rubinho, how well they use their bodies to keep possession. So it's really physical battles that are taking place in the middle of the field right now as well.
Rubinho is fouled by Nemoff right in front of Michael Kennedy. A free kick coming up for Real Madrid. 71 minutes into the match here in Seattle. Cecino. Salgado. Bravo. Rubinho. Here's Earl Bravo again, his left-sided player, showing his quality. Serves it in. Urban got the head on instead. Cecino will track it down. Cecilio cuts inside, plays it in the box. Baptista, and Ruud is right there at the 6.
And we're seeing what a good team Real Madrid is here. I mean, some of the crosses right now, the quality of them being whipped in, absolutely fabulous, playing well in tight spaces, slowly trying to break DC down. Really elegant play right now from Real Madrid.
Garcia. Real Madrid, better offensive possession this half as the numbers reflect. And of course, DC United has had to come up with some just incredible defensive sequences. Ruud Nistolrooy making his Real Madrid debut. It's quite a night in Seattle. Is now the ball played by Garcia. Nicely done by Emerson. Cecilio crosses it. Perkins comes out as Baptista was crashing into the 6. Good decision, needless to say, by Troy Perkins. But don't forget DC United's next home game, Saturday, August 19th, 4 o'clock, presented by Sierra Mist. Call 202-587-5000. Log on to DCUnited.com again. This is a special season for DC United. We'd love to see that support continue to grow and grow at RFK, and this is part of that special season. DC United answering the challenge against Real Madrid.
And Dave, it's worth pointing out here too. I mean, if you're a fan of the World Cup and you tune in and you haven't been out to an MLS game, I mean, you can't watch this game and say that DC United's not competitive at this level. It's a special team, and you're really missing an opportunity if you live in the DC area and you don't take a chance to come check them out.
Ramos tackles it away now. Baptista. Robinho. Challenged by Gomez. This guy's pretty good. Robinho. Little jersey tuck keeps going. Now slots it forward for Baptista, but it was for Urban who read it.
And I tell you what, that makes all the difference because that's the half step that slows that ball down across. Urban steps up and intercepts it. That's a smart play. Could have been booked for it, got away with it. But that jersey tug slowed them down just a half step to allow DC to break that up.
Gomez plays it back now. Josh Gross. Through midfield they work. Brian Carroll now to Eskandarian. 74 minutes in. Ben Olsen. Freddie Adu. Olsen overlaps. Freddie Adu tucks inside. Goal kick. Real Madrid. Watch Robinho.
I mean, if this guy's going to be, ascending toward best player in the world status here, he keeps this up. That's the jersey tugged there by Gomez. Gets away with it, but it slows him just a little bit. Screws up the timing. But Robinho's been absolutely brilliant for Real Madrid tonight. Dancing on the ball, showing his class all over the field.
Well, Clyde Sims, Jameel Walker getting set to come in for DC United.
And as I say, Dave, for me, the last shot from Freddie Adu looked like a tired shot as well. He cut the ball back, kind of ran out of options, and lifted the ball over the bar. These guys are giving everything they have out there so far tonight, though.
And Ruud van Nistelrooy's night is done. Eskandarian and Olsen, they come out. Ruud van Nistelrooy also coming out for Real Madrid. As Javier Balboa will come in. He appeared just, as we look at Clyde Sims coming on, Balboa appeared just in 2 regular season matches last year for Real Madrid. So again, seeing some hungry Real Madrid players coming onto this match here in the final 20 minutes.
And we may see a rise in the intensity again because you got some of those young guys coming on. But Van Nistelrooy also, for me, a very, very good debut for Real Madrid. Did a great job of holding up some of these balls in spaces. Drifted out wide to slow some things down. A couple of chances at goal. He really did some good stuff out there for them.
Emerson to Cecilio.
Van Nistelrooy, too, a guy who's got a reputation of being a little bit tough to play with, did a nice job tonight of blending with his teammates and incorporating everybody else.
Again, this is his debut with the team release, so chance to see how he could work up top because he often likes to work like the Lone Ranger, but he thought he did well. It's now Cecilio going at Josh Gross. Cecilio cuts back. Oh, this is good stuff. Josh Gross, though, he cuts back. Cecilio flops down. There's not going to be a call. There shouldn't be because the fans want it, I think.
I think you heard your Lone Ranger comment, Dave. He's trying to literally get on his shoulders and ride him like a pony.
That was well done by Josh Gross. And again, it just got so much energy despite being beaten once. He recovers, and now Gross is on the attack, going at Salgado. Gross, he's the one cutting back and forth. Jaime Moreno. Salgado. The Sims. Michael Kennedy, the referee, fell out. Gomez trying to get Freddie Adu. Ruud Bravo now. He'll engineer the counterattack. Robinho. Ruud Bravo continues his run. Make the cross. And Clyde Sims will clear it. 77 minutes in. Freddie Adu now on the ball. Nicely done to Jamil Walker. Back to Freddie Adu. Ramos is on him. Ramos wins the ball. So Sergio Ramos coming forward. He surveys. Trying to get it to, I think, Batista. Pardon me, Balboa up top. So DC United gets a chance to reload.
The flag stayed down there as well from the linesman. That was a near miss by Real Madrid. The ball over the top.
Yeah, Balboa was onside. Back to Urban instead. Wouldn't it be something? DC United somehow, these final 13 minutes of change, they can pinch the game-winning goal. Jamil Walker backheels it. Navarro slots it into Balboa. Batista. Robinho now wide. Nifty little pass to Old Bravo. Old Bravo staying with it, but Carroll will come in to clean things up. The throw-in coming up for Real Madrid.
And there's almost a desperate resolve to some of this defending from DC right now. They just see guys throwing themselves the ball. They can't just see it on the screen how badly they want to hold on to this game.
They've got a share of the spoils right now. It's played back to Fabio Cannavaro. Oh, Bravo. Batista. Pressure by Sims, now Emerson. Gross steps up. Moreno trying to control it now. Josh Gross.
And Dave, this might be a decent time to bring up the recent trade of Santino Carranza, of course, going to LA in midweek. Not available right now as a sub. Probably a move it's good for United that they get an allocation, a conditional draft pick back. Good for Santino Carranza that maybe he gets to launch his career again with another team.
We wish him the best. The Baltimore native is Ivan Helguera is going to come in and replace Sergio Ramos, the Spanish international. So Helguera will come in and Ramos will go out. So Fabio Capello getting a good chance to really shuffle his lineup tonight and use a lot of players in the first game of their tour here. Of course, they will play Real Salt Lake later this week in Salt Lake City. Gomez tried to slot it through Garcia. Garcia under pressure.
Jamil Walker's done a nice job of being active right from the get-go. He was the guy Christian Gomez was trying to find there. It's cut out, but Jamil's doing a nice job of trying to dip in and find spaces.
Long ball up. It'll be a throw-in coming up for DC United. So throw-in for United. What do you do? Garcia. Batista takes it from him. Clyde Sims. Real Madrid really not well sorted there. As a result, United takes advantage. Freddie Adu. Stuffed by Emerson. Throw-in coming up, though, for DC United.
Emerson's covered a lot of ground for Real Madrid tonight.
Indeed he has. And we're going to get Jamil Walker saying he was elbowed. Freddie Adu now is into it a bit with Pablo Garcia. A free kick coming up here for DC United when they get things sorted out. So great chance here in the 80th minute, almost 81st minute now.
We're going to see the contact here. Just kicks through it. A veteran play there, actually. That ball's dead. He knows it's going to be dead, and he knows he can get away with it. It's a veteran defensive play right there. Just gives the youngster a little bit of a sting.
What do you do? Serving this one in. Lopez has to cut out and punch it away. Clyde Sims stays with the play. Sims. Freddie Adu getting a chance to serve it. Goal kick coming up, and United put the pressure on Real Madrid.
The key here again, they played quickly. Freddie with a couple of quick serves. Makes himself dangerous. Obviously the free kick, real quick serve. Good job of coming out there. Bobby Boswell looks like he got a knock in on the keeper there down low as well. Clyde Sims back out to Freddie. He's going to serve it again. And that one a little bit off the mark.
DC United once again going to their bench as Rod Diachenko will come in. And to the applause and appreciation of the Seattle supporters, Christian Gomez will go out.
And the deserved round of applause for Christian Gomez, who did a ton of work tonight, and especially in the first half, was very, very effective playing in tight spaces.
Emerson now for Real Madrid. Robinho trying to get onto it instead of Jaime Moreno. Jaime is clipped and fouled. Free kick for DC United will be coming up.
And again, you see the effort again. I mean, I don't think I've seen Jaime Moreno receive a ball in the attacking third in the second half. I mean, he's been coming deep. He's been trying to help out with possession. He's been willing to take responsibility to hold the ball, especially against the Real Madrid team that, again, has been much more assertive and been much more dangerous in the second half and really had the better of play for the most part.
Well played by Boswell at the back into space. Cannavaro has this sorted out now. Aguilera. Salgado. What do you think? Is there another goal in this match?
You know, coming out, you certainly thought there would be in the second half. It's definitely been played at a little bit slower pace. And sometimes, you know, when you get that sequence, Dave, where they clear 3 balls out with a Perkins save, the ball off the post, ball off the line, you kind of wonder if DC has 9 lives tonight in terms of being able to ride that one out. They've certainly done a nice job of holding this ball and holding on to the lead as much as they can against a tremendously talented Real Madrid team.
Salgado now. Spanish international coming for Cecilio. Back to Salgado. Diachenko's marking. And it'll be a goal kick coming up. Goal kick. Well, we have seen quality tonight. First half, Raul, a great ball for Cassano.
Yeah, he just does a nice job, beats Brian Namath in one thing. And again, look at the space here. Watch the near post. He sets it up to far post and just hits a beautiful shot. Cassano off of the near post and in. This is a great ball. Freddie Adu beats the defender, comes all the way across. Look at Josh Gross run this down. Keep your eye right here. That's Christian Gomez. Now look at Lecco Eskandarian right there. Check back Jaime Moreno. Just a little touch. Great little finish there from Lecco Eskandarian. They're in the Emerald City. They're tied 1-1 with Real Madrid.
Working hard, Raul Bravo. Shadowed by Freddie Adu. Here's it back to Cannavaro. Center circle, Baptista struggling to control it. Now Salgado. Cecilio. Making a run is Baptista. Baptista now will make the cross. Coming through is Balboa. Oh my.
Well, Dave, we talked about some of these guys in Real Madrid coming off the bench. You know, they may not be the international World Cup stars, but this, what a crosser. Just lashed across. Just takes that half ball space, and wow.
Right on the volley.
Rips it first time. We see a great wide shot right here. Look, keep the eye in the middle of the screen there. There comes the ball in, and it's just how quick they do. That's just a great quality cross. And at just a little bit of space, you can get punished.
Josh Gross now for DC United. Going at Salgado. Real Madrid with the numbers back with it well sorted out. Salgado boots it upfield. Urpin going up against Balboa, and we're going to foul on Facundo Urpin as Balboa goes down.
I tell you, I think that's a harsh call because I think Balboa undercut Urpin there. Urpin got up in the air first. Not a lot of places you can go once you're launched already.
So free kick coming up for Real Madrid. 85th minute, almost the 86th minute here in Seattle at Qwest Field. 66,830. Largest soccer crowd to see a soccer game in Seattle. The previous was when Man United played here in 2003.
When you think you put this game together in less than a month, too,
Yes.
Dave, that's pretty amazing. It's testament to how much they support soccer in Seattle.
Somebody said they sold like 47,000 tickets in 3 A's. It was just really incredible the way they've supported this game. And really the way the fans have appreciated both sides. That's something that really struck me about tonight. Spinning around Baptista. But Sims, nothing to do with it. Diachenko now trying to come through midfield. Sims. Moreno. Robinho just nipping at his heels. Moreno going at Cannavaro. Beat him. Fakes the cross down left foot. Gets it off. And Jamil Walker was there at the 6. But, I mean, Javi Moreno's taking on a guy named Fabio Cannavaro.
What a sequence for Bobby Moreno there. Just takes the ball, you think he's just going to hold the guy off at first. Winds up kicking the ball all the way to the corner, cutting it back. Very dangerous cross. DC now dangerous on 3 different crosses. 2 from set pieces, now from Jaime Moreno for the run of play. They're still in this game. They're still creating chances.
And in a good position right now to at least get a tie out of this friendly. Salgado. Urpin bumping with Balboa. And we'll get a throw-in coming up for DC United. Once some of the... We'll watch it in a moment, but now a throw-in. Josh Gross boots it upfield. Now what's the brilliance of Jaime Moreno here?
Look at this, and he just receives the ball. There he goes. Touch the ball outside of Cannavaro, cuts the ball back, very composed. And now, oh yeah, I got one guy in there against 3, but you can see Jamil Walker, how close that was. He gets up on it. Jaime Moreno, just brilliant all night again for DC United.
In the back, Helguera. To midfield, goes up Baptista. Is there a final moment in this game? Diachenko. Jamil Walker is onside, but Lopez, the goalkeeper.
I tell you, Jamil Walker, he reads the game very, very well. He's making those runs in the right spots, and they've just missed him a couple times tonight, but you got to be encouraged by his play in the second half.
Speaking of runs, here comes Cecilio. Winger Boswell and help from Carroll.
Good collective defending, especially as you get worn down a little bit for DC United. Good job of getting 2 or 3 guys to the ball, not letting a guy beat you off the dribble.
Cannavaro. Oh, Bravo. Came off Freddie well. Now Freddie Adu sends it upfield. Back to Cannavaro. Waning moments of this international friendly. Fans starting to plead for more. Diachenko under pressure from Garcia, but foul. Free kick for DC United here. Free kick for DC United. Not gotten a word yet on stoppage time. So Bobby Boswell will take this free kick for DC United. Boswell. Trapped down by Jamil Walker. Wide to Josh Gross. Into space for Jamil Walker. Got him at the back. Trouble here is Nemov has to battle with Baptista. Baptista wheeling and dealing, but Nemov is able to touch it back to his keeper.
And good assistance there for Bobby Boswell. We've seen this again. Good collective defending from DC United, getting multiple players to the ball, not panicking, not diving in.
We're told 2 minutes of stoppage time, so we're into stoppage time here in Seattle. What do you do? Ryan Carroll now. Ryan Carroll now. Jamil Walker tackled away, though. Cannavaro. Flash bulbs continue to go off. Fans, they'd love to see one more moment from one of these teams. Robinho trying to provide that moment. Trickles into the corner. Oh, Bravo gets the cross off. Trying to get to Balboa. Sims instead intervenes. Oh, Bravo wins the ball.
Wow, has he been active?
He really has.
I mean, he ran himself all the way off the pitch, came straight back, won it back. I mean, he and Robinho have just been an electric combination there going over that left side.
Well, he's a left-sided midfielder, and again, the ball that it was Josh Grove that intervened on that would have gotten to Cecilio, that was his cross. He plays some great crosses from the left side. So, final seconds of this match.
Yeah, if you combine those two and Balboa, who's couldn't come on for them, have been very active. You got to be impressed by some of the depth of Real Madrid. Some of these guys who aren't the household names.
Bravo again, sorting it out for Batista. Emerson outside the box, touches off. Cicinho gets a shot off. Oh my! That was almost the one.
Here's a touch, and Emerson, we've said, has been everywhere, and it all takes one touch. There's a setup, and he just rips it. Look at that ball dip. Comes off the post, just misses. Look, he's shooting far post. Look at this ball move. Oh, my goodness. Just dives down and finds the post. DC United fans couldn't be happier.
And with that, DC United will gladly accept the tie with Real Madrid. And a standing ovation now being given from the 66,000 plus, appreciating the efforts of these two teams as flashbulbs continue to go off here at Qwest Field in Seattle. It was a wonderful night for soccer, and in the end, a deserved result.
Deserved result, hard fought by DC United. They hung tough, battled with every last bit of instinct and will, diving all over the place, clearing balls off the line. Fabulous effort. And in the first half especially, they showed they can play at this level. This is an elite American MLS team.
Again, our final score tonight, DC United 1, Real Madrid 1. For Garth Lagerway, I'm Dave Johnson. Now let's go to Sports Night, presented by PricewaterhouseCoopers with